If you think about the basis of a problem right now, more times than not, you're gonna think about something negative. Sure, the idea of a problem creates anxiety and a feeling of uncertainty, but it could also create awareness and excavation. In reality, a problem is your message. A problem will tell you more about yourself or somebody else more than you actually give it credit for. The problem is gonna alert you and show you that there's something wrong and something's not right. This is where the vertical path of your growth needs to kick in, where you honor and you feed the needs of your soul and your spirit, the things that are important and sacred in your life, the things that are going to give you significance in life, the things that are going to help you love yourself, the things that are going to make you great, the things that are going to make you be a better you. Sometimes our deepest pain can transition to our highest purpose. You must separate yourself from your thoughts and the ideas that put fear in you. You must understand that you're not your thoughts. These emotional barriers that you continue to build around you and within you are actually confining you from the most important part of you, your liberation, your personal freedom, your ability to actually live your life in tranquility and just be okay with you just being you. I didn't understand how much of a message were in my problems until I started realizing and understanding the dynamic of my problems. I can honestly tell you that I became the awareness behind my problems. For example, every time I drank, I absolutely knew 1,000% I was creating another problem on top of the problem. I was aware that there was a chance I could get pulled over and go to jail for drinking and driving, that I could crash, that there was a chance I could hurt innocent people. My brain became even more distorted, overlapping the already distorted thoughts. You drown yourself even deeper and deeper into a ruthless state. Same with any other vice, gambling, drugs, infidelity, etc. Anything destructive is synonymous with a ticking time bomb. It'll only be a matter of time before you self-destruct, internally shattered, disorganized and discombobulate, becoming lost in your own world, scattered and confused. So how do you find yourself? How do you clean up your internal mess? You look at things exactly for what they are. If you know that you can be doing better, then admit that. If you know that you're not in a good place, admit that. If you know that you haven't been right with yourself, admit that too. You must have no mercy on the parasites and be ready to turn it all around. This is not a situation where you say, I'm gonna start on Monday. This is not a situation where you say, okay, I'm gonna start on the 1st. You gotta look at your mental health and your emotional instability like an emergency. You can't wait for the ideal situation because it's never gonna be ideal. There'll always be an excuse, but we tend to be afraid to take that step because we can't see it. So if we can't see it, what? We can't believe it? That's not walking by faith. That's walking by sight. If you believe it, then you could see it and you could feel it and you could live it. It's insanity to continue to repeat the same things over and over and over and expect a different result. The only thing that you're doing is you're creating a pattern that's destructive. And if anybody's right there next to you, going along with you, participating with you, then that's a destructive environment that you're living in. And if you have kids, that's a horrible example for your children. That's not a good situation for you, for them, or anyone for that matter. I said this before a number of times and I'm gonna say it again. It's gonna come down to honesty, brutal honesty, and being accepting that your life is a problem right now, that you're not in a good place, that you're completely consumed in a situation that's literally putting a plastic bag over your head, over your heart, over your spirit, and over your freedom, your personal freedom. It's time to move out of that victim mentality and transition into self-development. The most dangerous prison in the world isn't the maximum security prisons that are built by men. The most deadly and dangerous prisons is the psychological prison you build for yourself, mentally and emotionally. One thing that you don't realize though is that even though you're the inmate of your own prison, you're actually the warden too. Just like you confined yourself, you can free yourself. Just like you built it, you can destroy it. Your key is to banish limitations. Life has no limitations, except for the ones we create. You're gonna have to understand and respect the truth that you can actually be happy. You're gonna have to believe in yourself when nobody else does. You gotta transform your habitual doubt into habitual belief. Imagine if you were never again consumed by your doubt. Imagine if you never put yourself down again. Imagine if you just had the galaxy to dwell in freely, happy in serenity, swimming in the ocean of peace. Imagine if your universe was surrounded by people that only want the best for you. Imagine if all the pain you feel is replaced by love and safety. Imagine if letting go isn't as hard as you think it is. It's the very same thing as having a splinter. If you leave it alone, nothing happens. But the moment you touch it, you feel pain. The only way to release that pain is to actually grab the splinter that's sitting inside of you and remove it. And boom, just like that, you're free of that pain. There's a brand new path for you. Accept your humble willingness to be open to life, to be vulnerable and honest in the absence of your usual protective strategies. Be ready to internally modify your personality. Don't you want to trust yourself while you navigate yourself through a brand new life? Freedom from something, or freedom to do or to be something, is limited freedom because it's contingent with other circumstances. You're never going to fail doing the work. Everybody needs work. This is a journey with no destination. The more you work on your journey, the more you work on yourself, the more you work on your freedom, the more you work on your peace, the more you work on your happiness, the happier you're going to be. Don't do anything just to stimulate your intellect. Let your transformation happen effortlessly. Break your own rules. The truth is that things get better when you get better. You don't get what you want in life, you get who you are in life. Finally, be ready to dissolve all these turbulent problems. No more constraints of your personal thinking and patterns or assumptions. Forget about external promises and focus solely on your internal transformation. You need to establish, accept, and respect that what you do with your life right now is your responsibility and your responsibility only. Love yourself. Don't betray yourself.